This video and podcast is provided for educational purposes and is not intended as medical advice. You should always seek independent medical advice from a qualified healthcare professional. Now enjoy the show.
There's a new compound out there making some serious waves, and it's promising results that sound less like medicine and, well, more like a metabolic cheat code. So today, we're going to break down the hype, the hope, and the crucial caution around a new peptide called Retatrutide. Let's get into it. Okay, this is why everyone is talking. In the clinical trials, people taking this new weekly injection lost, on average, 24.2% of their total body weight. Now, to put that into perspective for you, that's getting close to the kind of results you see with bariatric surgery. But, without the surgery. A number this big tells you we might be on the edge of a completely new era in how we deal with metabolic disease. Yeah, one expert actually called it that. And you've got to admit, it's a powerful way to frame it. This isn't just another diet pill. Retatrutide is being talked about like it's a fundamental reprogramming tool for your entire body. So what exactly is it, and how in the world did we get here? To really get what makes retatrutide so different, we first have to understand the evolution that got us to this point. This wasn't some random discovery. It's the next logical step in a whole new class of molecules. So the whole journey really started with semaglutide, which you probably know as Ozempic. That was step one. It works on a single gut hormone receptor, GLP-1, and its main job is to tell your brain, hey, you're full. Then came the next generation, tirzepatide, or Mounjaro. Researchers figured out that just hitting one target wasn't the whole story, so they added a second signal for a receptor called GIP. This didn't just help with feeling full, it also massively improved how the body handles insulin. And now we've got Retatrutide, which adds a third, and honestly, a game-changing piece to the puzzle, glucagon. Hitting all three of these pathways at once seems to create this incredibly powerful synergistic effect. Okay, so what's the big deal about hitting three targets at the same time? What does that actually do? Well, this is where we need to separate the old way of thinking about drugs from this totally new approach of using biological signals. Think of it like this. For a long time, traditional drugs have kind of been like sledgehammers. They force a biological pathway to turn on or shut off, and sometimes there's a lot of collateral damage. But these peptides? They're designed to be more like signals, like sending a memo that your body already knows how to read. They're not trying to override your biology, they're trying to restore and amplify your body's own natural communication network. So here's the absolute key. Retatrutide is sending three totally different signals all at the same time. The GLP-1 signal is shouting, stop eating, we're good. The GIP signal is saying, hey, handle the food you just ate way more efficiently. And then the revolutionary glucagon signal adds this new command, actively burn the energy you already have stored as fat. So you see, you're not just eating less, you're fundamentally changing what your body actually does with energy. And because of this three-pronged attack, the people who are excited about this aren't just calling it weight loss. No, they're calling it a total metabolic reset. They're claiming it actually fixes the broken machinery that causes the waking in the first place. And this is where things get really wild. Look how deep these effects might go. We're talking about repairing the body at a systemic level. It's not just turning down your hunger. It's making your body's little energy-burning engines, your mitochondria, more numerous and more efficient. It's restoring these crucial hormonal feedback loops, and even seems to reduce inflammation in the brain. This is exactly why some folks are saying it's really a longevity peptide, and the fat loss, that's just one heck of a side effect. And here's what that can look like in the real world. This user reported doing something that is just incredibly difficult for most people. Losing a huge amount of body fat while at the same time increasing muscle mass, especially at age 44. That suggests the compound is specifically telling the body to burn fat for fuel, all while protecting that vital muscle tissue. So yeah, that's the promise. The goal isn't just to shrink your body by starving it, but to actually restore its own innate intelligence, to upgrade its operating system so it can manage energy the way it was designed to. But with this much promise, we have to talk about the potential risks. Okay, that all sounds absolutely incredible. But you know the deal. With any tool this powerful, you have to be incredibly cautious. A compound this potent is going to have effects way beyond its main target, so we have to have a serious talk about the risks. And here's a really key scientific idea you've got to keep in your back pocket, something neuroscientist Andrew Huberman talks about a lot. It's called pleiotropic effects. All it really means is that when you send a super powerful signal into the body, it doesn't just do one thing. It does many things all across different systems. And this is why side effects aren't just a possibility, they're a biological probability. So what are we looking at? Well, the most common ones are what you'd probably expect. Some nausea, digestive issues, although some reports say they might be less severe than with the older peptides. A weird skin sensitivity, almost like a sunburn feeling, has also been mentioned. On the heart front, an increase in resting heart rate is a known effect, something that definitely needs to be watched. And, this is a big one, because it's still in phase 3 trials, we have exactly 0 long-term safety data. And finally, as Dr. Huberman warns, any compound that promotes the growth of new blood vessels, something called angiogenesis, has to be viewed with extreme caution because tumors need a new blood supply to grow. So you've got this unbelievable promise on one hand, and some very real serious risks on the other. Where does that leave us? What's the big picture here? How should we even think about this powerful new tool? Well, the data makes the why behind all the excitement crystal clear. Each generation of these peptides has been a huge leap forward. You go from 15% with semaglutide to 20% with tirzepatide, and now you're looking at over 24% with retatrutide. The results just keep getting more and more powerful. And that really leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? We know Regenerative isn't a sledgehammer. It's a memo written in your body's own language. But when you amplify that memo to this degree, what are all the other downstream effects? What other conversations is it starting inside your cells that we don't even know about yet? That is the billion-dollar question we'll need to answer as this incredible technology keeps evolving.
That's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed the show. See you next time.